Hey to all the spooks out there. Welcome back to another episode of Spine Chilling Chats, where every Wednesday we dig up the darkest corners of true crime, history, folklore, and the supernatural. I'm Ange.
And I'm Manda. Okay, so we're continuing with our Alaska, and
This is our last Alaska.
last Alaska.
This is
Alaska.
This is the last Alaska.
Alaska. So I have serial killers. Remember how I went over them in my last episode? I'm going to cover a couple of them because 2 of them, 3 of them,
4 of them, 5 of them,
6 of them, 7, 8, 9, whatever. We've already covered, or they need a whole episode by themselves. So, Alaska. What do you think the most dangerous predator in Alaska may be?
People.
Damn it. Some say moose.
People are always the biggest threat wherever you go.
They are. It is.
Yeah.
Some say it's the moose. That's the most dangerous animal. Some might say the brown, grizzly, or Kodiak bears. But me, I say it's humans.
It's true.
Not necessarily in just Alaska, but in the world. Again, that's just my opinion. But for today's episode, we will be covering the sadistic minds of the Alaskan serial killers. I'll be covering as many as I can in this episode of the Alaska serial killers in the state, because we have already covered 2 of them, Thomas Bundy and Robert Hansen, the butcher baker. Mm-hmm. And then we'll have to do a whole episode on Israel Keyes. He's from Alaska.
Yeah, he's got it all.
So we won't cover him, but there are 3 of the most popular ones in Alaska.
So we're doing the lesser
of the known ones. Yeah. I have 3 of them. I was going to do 6, but then I was like, yeah, that's getting too long.
Yeah.
So I got 3 that are kind of not necessarily like a bunch of kills, but they had a few. And I'm not going to cover all of their kills. If you're interested, you can just look them up. But if you're interested, let us know and we can cover them more in depth. I'm only going to cover the murders that they committed in Alaska. So, my first guy, or girl, just kidding, it's a guy, Harvey Louis Carignan. He was born May 18th, 1927, in Fargo, North Dakota. Born to an unmarried 20-year-old, I don't know when he went, but he went to go live with his aunt, uncle in North Dakota and Minnesota. When he was 10, he returned to his mother. He had a bedwetting issue, which is one of those...
The triads.
Triads? I want to say triads. As a child, he was diagnosed with childhood chorea, which is an involuntary movement disorder, like quick movements of the hands and feet.
Oh, like he jerked?
I guess. And he had also enuresis, which is the inability to control urination.
Oh. So it wasn't just during...
No, it wasn't just bedwetting. It was the inability to control, I guess, anytime. Oh, your earrings are cute.
These are old.
I know. I forgot that you made those.
Yeah, with perler beads.
Yeah.
It's like, he's going to be... Later after this, we're recording Dave's episode. He's going to tell us some ghosty stories, and we're going to go over what we found at the Beeson. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to wear some ghosties.
And we got a ghosty nightlight.
Yeah.
Light up. Whatever.
It's a
cute.
Neon light.
Neon light. It's cute. He went to Manson, North Dakota Reform School. He wasn't very good at school, and at 18, he graduated from the Reform School and went into the Army, where he was stationed in Anchorage, Alaska. I was listening to Too Close to Home. Mm-hmm. They crack me up. They do. Have you listened to them?
Yeah, of course I have.
They just crack me up. I just every time I think about our podcast, I was like, we kind of do the same shit. We're just stupid sometimes. It's so funny. So on July 31st, 1949, he killed 58-year-old Laura Showalter during an attempted rape in the territory of Alaska. It didn't say where. That's what it said. Territory of Alaska. Isn't it all of Alaska a territory?
No, it's a state now. Territory is like when you're just kind of holding claim to it, but you don't. It's not like a part of.
So there. Well, this was also in 1949.
Oh, so we hadn't taken over Alaska
Probably not.
as a
So
state
this
yet.
is that didn't make sense to me. I was like,
Yeah, we hadn't taken it yet.
Okay, so he attempted to rape Laura, and he ended up killing her in the territory of Alaska. And on September 16th, 1949, he tried to rape Christine Norton and was arrested the next day. He was tried. I don't know why he couldn't. Maybe he couldn't get it up. Good. If that's the case, fuck you. And good that you couldn't get it up. Or good for her because she fought back and he couldn't rape her.
Yeah.
Either way, win-win. So he was convicted of first-degree murder and assault with intent to commit rape and was sentenced to death by hanging. Isn't that crazy? Like, when I read that, I was like, man.
It's so old school.
I know. And what was the one that just happened? There's two of them now.
Yeah,
Firing Squad.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Firing Squad, yeah.
South Carolina,
I think. And then
both of them?
I don't know.
What was the other one?
I don't know what the other one was.
But yeah, Firing Squad, which is old school too. So.
If I were to get hanged, I would sing that pirate song from Pirates of the Caribbean that they're all singing when they are like in line to be hanged.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what I would do if I was hanging. I'd be like something witchy, because that's what I think of when I hear of hangings. Something witchy. I'd just be like, curse on all your graves, all your lives. But in 1952, he won a new trial on the grounds that his confession had been improperly obtained. The officer had told him that he could not be executed if he confessed. His confession was suppressed, and the murder charge was later dismissed. He served a 15-year sentence for assaulting Christine Norton in 1952, and he was transferred to the Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary before being paroled in 1960. So, again, another fucking thing that could have been, what do you call it? Prevented, but the justice system failed again.
As it seems to be a common theme
with these killers.
Yeah, with a lot of these cases.
Yeah, it pisses me off.
I don't understand it.
Because again, these are just the murders that happen in Alaska. He has other victims in other states. Mm-hmm. So, Carignan was arrested on September 24th, 1974. He was charged with attempted murder and aggravated sodomy. Carignan pleaded insanity, claiming God had ordered him to kill whores and harlots. His defense failed in 1975. He was found guilty. After his conviction, Carignan had a mental evaluation and was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. You think? Months later, he was found guilty of indecent liberties, sodomy upon a child, and 2 additional counts of aggravated sodomy.
What is indecent liberties?
You know, I didn't even look it up.
Hopefully don't pull up some weird shit on my phone.
Right? We're already going to jail for murders we didn't commit because we look up murders. Can't go for porn or something. Carignan was sentenced to a total of 60 years in prison. Afterward, he was indicted on murder charges for killing Schultz and Hunley, which are the other ones that did not happen in Alaska. Carignan pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for killing Schultz and received a 40-year sentence. He was convicted of first-degree murder for killing Hunley and received a life sentence. He died at the Minnesota Correctional Facility in Oak Park Heights on March 6, 2023. Guess how old he was when he died?
I can't do the math that fast. 80-something?
95. This dude got to live his whole fucking life while he took other people's. That pisses me off. You were already on death row. You were going to get sentenced to death by hanging. You got sentenced for 40 years and 60 years, and you fucking die at 95. At that point, I want to die too. Like, that is not a punishment.
Indecent liberties is a legal term describing a crime involving unwanted sexual contact with another person under specific circumstances. The specific definition and scope of the crime can vary by jurisdiction. Common scenarios covered by indecent liberties law includes forcible compulsion, when someone forces another person to engage in sexual contact against their will; incapability of consent, when the victim is unable to give consent due to mental or physical incapacitation, such as being mentally defective, mentally defective.
Mentally defective. I think I have that.
Mentally incapacitated or physically helpless. Exploitation of authority, when someone uses their position of authority over a vulnerable person, like a healthcare provider with a patient, or someone with supervisory authority over a resident of a facility, for persons within a mental disorder to engage in sexual contact.
Good to know.
Knowledge is power.
Words make you smart. Mm-hmm. Okay, next. John Joseph Fautenberry. Every time I hear that.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too.
Whenever we go out.
They're going to think they're listening to the wrong episode.
I know, because
we sang it before. They're like, I hit the wrong one. Okay. Our two listeners.
So this is my mom's birthday. Oh my God, this is my mom's birthday.
That's your mom?
July 4th, 1963. That's when she was born too.
4th of July?
Yeah. 1960, same year and everything.
Robbie's grandma was born on 4th of July.
Yeah.
She felt special because she got fireworks on her
birthday.
It's
funny because, my sister was born on February 2nd, which is Groundhog's Day. So that's something going on.
That's his Uncle Eric's birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
I was born the 15th of February, so technically it's not a holiday, but it's right after Valentine's Day. My dad was born June 24th. Like that, there's nothing really going on then. And my mom was born July 4th. And my brother was born July 22nd, which that's nothing going on there either. But my other sister was born October 25th, which is close to Halloween. So we're almost all.
I was born on Columbus Day.
You want to hear something else weird about birthdays? My sister was born on 2/2. Her husband was born on 4/4, and my niece was born on 9/9. My nephew was born on 1/7/2017. So really, it's 17/17.
Oh, that's
Isn't
fun.
that fucked up? That's
not
weird.
Fucked up. It's fun.
No, I mean, it's weird. It's just such a coincidence. I just think it's
a coinky dink.
Okay. John Joseph Fautenberry was a long-haul trucker. He befriended and murdered 5 people across 4 states. But again, I'm only covering Alaska. Between 1990 and 1991. So he was quick on these guys. He was born in New London, Connecticut. Fautenberry's father was a former Marine and former police officer. So can we say, I think I can get away with anything? Because back then too, it's in the 60s. They didn't really have much technology, but also people thought that when their parents were of authority,
they were above the law.
Yeah. His parents divorced shortly after John's sister was born. He was rejected by his father and grandparents. He was placed in the care of his mother, who went to marry on 2 more times. He was ignored by his stepfathers, suffering beatings for the smallest of mistakes, once for confusing a potato salad with tomato salad.
What the fuck is a tomato salad?
I don't know, but he got beat for it.
How do you confuse that?
He got beat for it. I don't know.
As he should have. I'm just kidding, guys.
According to Fautenberry, damn, I'm not coming to your house for dinner.
They're coming at me.
When I come in and you're cooking dinner and Aurora's crying,
I do not condone child abuse.
I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing. I don't say nothing, because what you do in your house is your business. You want to beat her over tomato salad and potato salad?
You shouldn't be so dumb.
According to Fautenberry, he would use an imaginary hammer to nail his and his sister's blankets to the beds in an effort to not get taken.
Taken?
Yeah, by malicious forces. So he would take a fake hammer and nail and he would act like he's nailing down the bed sheets, so that way in the middle of the night, malicious forces won't come take them.
Why was he afraid?
Why was he beaten for a tomato salad? He's just crazy. There's no reason, no answer. They change residences often, shifting between Ohio and Hawaii.
Ah,
I know.
how lucky.
Before they settled on North Kingstown, Rhode Island in 1983. And that was the year I was born.
And actually, I wouldn't want to live in Hawaii.
No? Why not?
I hate walking on sand. I hate being hot. I sunburn so easily. It would be hell for me. I do like luau's, though.
Yeah.
I would eat the food.
There was something I saw on Facebook that says something about it's hot out. You guys were complaining that it's hot out. Or you guys wanted heat, and then I'll have to find it, but it was hilarious.
I want like 65 year round.
See, I could go for 68 to 72. I think that's like the perfect.
Yeah, I don't mind a few warmer days. So yeah, 65 to 75 is acceptable.
I can go with that.
I want it to be fall.
But it can't have a strong breeze, because that makes it cold when it's in the 60s, I feel like.
But if it's a 75, a breeze is fine.
A breeze is fine at 75. Okay. So he moved to North Kingstown, Rhode Island in 1983. By that time, he had already had run-ins with the law. He had stolen a 1968 Chrysler in Atlanta, but was later captured in Heflin, Alabama, after leaving a gas station without paying for gas, because that was before you had to prepay in 1983. Like, I get it. I know why people have to prepay now, but I kind of miss it because sometimes I hate paying at the pump, or if I have cash and I go inside, I don't know how much to put in. I just want to fill up my tank and then pay for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In 1985, his mother died of cancer, leaving Fautenberry to become even more disillusioned and untrusting of people. He had a growing addiction to drugs and alcohol, of course. In order to support himself, he held several short-term jobs as a long-haul trucker, traveling across the United States, but was often fired for poor performance and negligence, which, I mean, you're an alcoholic and a druggie. Of course, you're going to have poor performance.
There are functioning alcoholics, though.
By the time his murders began, he acquired several more convictions for minor offenses, including carrying a concealed weapon in Ohio and a public disturbance charge in Ledyard, Connecticut. With the help of his birth father, he moved to Portland, Oregon Oregon. I know we had that conversation before, but I always forget. In 1986. After arriving in Portland, John Jr.'s father moved out of the house, taking John Jr.'s two half-brothers to Southern Oregon. At the time, John Jr. started having an affair with his stepmother, Olivia Herndon.
What? Scandalous.
Isn't that just kind of gross, though? It's your stepmom. Yeah. I know it's not legal, or I know it's not blood.
Yeah, but you're being somewhere where your dad has been. That's nasty.
You're nasty.
That's nasty. That's like you and your daddy are touching dickies.
What do they call those? What do they call those? When you've had the same sex partner as your friend, not your friend, or just, like if you and I both slept with Robbie, we would be considered not snow buddies, Eskimo brothers. That's what they call it.
Why?
I don't know. They call it Eskimo brothers because you slept with the same person. John Sr. and Olivia finally divorced, and John Jr. and Olivia continued their relationship for many years. While they never married, they were together for nearly 15 years, even while he was incarcerated.
The term was popularized by the TV show The League.
Okay.
According to dictionary.com, the term has roots in a now disputed claim about Inuit hospitality, where sharing wives was sometimes practiced. While the term is widely recognized, it is important to be aware of the potential for offense and to consider alternative, more respectful phrases.
Oh, God.
So that was culturally insensitive term.
Well, Mike and Junior are culturally insensitive anyway.
What, are they Eskimo brothers?
No. Well, not with me. Not with me. Let's see.
Ezra's mom has got it going on.
Junior's Eskimo brothers with somebody. I can't remember who it is.
It doesn't matter. I won't know.
It doesn't matter. Okay. He bought a one-way ticket to Juneau. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Juneau, Alaska. Arriving there on March 2nd or 3rd. It didn't specify. That's what it said, March 2nd or 3rd. Finding work on a fishing boat and moving into the downtown Bergman Hotel. On March 14th, he was hanging out at a rural at a rural bar.
At a Rural King.
At a Rural King. I hate saying that word.
We go to Rural King all the time just for popcorn and to look at the chicks.
Mike goes to Rural King all the time because he's got a farm.
Oh. We just go for an outing, a family outing. That's our fun night here,
Who
Niles.
wants to hang out at Rural King?
Aurora, she likes the popcorn.
You know you're from a small town when you go to a farm store to hang out.
Look at the bunnies and the little baby chicks. That's a good time for us, okay?
The chicks are cute,
and then we like to sit on the little swings they sell.
Oh my god.
Like the porch swings.
I just like to go there and look around. Like when Mike has to go to Rural King or something, I'm all like, yeah, I'll go. And then I go and I walk around with him and I let him do his thing and I just look around and stuff. And then, it's like I'm a child in a fucking candy store because I have to get a bag of candy every time we go there. I have to get a bag of candy. And it's like, it's not, what is it called when it's mass produced? It is, but it's not. It's more local candies.
Are they though?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Oh, you've got the black on your eye again.
Oh, do I?
Oh.
I was even careful this time. Anyway,
it's the same eye too.
Well, don't look at me.
I think your eye is just black.
Anyway, I think I'm pretty sure it's like more locally owned businesses that they do. But do you know they have dehydrated marshmallows?
You know, I'm not about the.
Oh my god, I love those.
Like the freeze dried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lucky Charms.
I'd rather just eat a bunch of
marshmallows.
I
don't know. I kind of like the crunchiness of them.
I don't. It's a lot of fluff. I'd rather have the real thing, real candy than the freeze dried. I don't get the hype.
I don't know. I like it. Okay, back on track.
Sorry, guys.
Having been fired from his job at the fishing boat, go figure, he came across 39-year-old Jeff. I don't know why they had to put that in parentheses. Like people don't call Jefferson Jeff.
That's an unusual nickname for Jefferson.
Why would you not call him Son?
Sonny.
Jesus. A miner who worked at the Greens Creek Silver Mine. The two struck up a conversation, and Diffie was feeling sorry for him because he wasn't accustomed to the Alaskan wilderness. He invited Fautenberry to his condominium, or condo as normal people call it.
Is it in parentheses condo?
No, but I don't know why I wrote condominium. I guess I was just, that's what they used in the thing, so that's what I wrote. When they got to the condo, Fautenberry proceeded to beat and stab him 17 to 18 times before stealing Diffie's wallet, ATM card, and 9mm handgun. The following day, he withdrew $400 from Diffie's account. Authorities found out, and in the meantime, coworkers had filed a missing persons report for Diffie, who hadn't gone to work in 2 days. 3 days after killing Diffie, Fautenberry, who had been under surveillance since they found the $400 getting withdrawn from his account, and they linked him to Joseph Darren's stolen car, which is somebody he did not kill in Alaska. That's why I didn't go over that. He was arrested at his hotel room in Juneau. Jeff's bank card was found in his hotel room as well. And when he was being interrogated, He confessed to a total of 6 murders. During his imprisonment, he was profiled as a serial killer. I did the air quotes because apparently that wasn't a term they used back then.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it says, according to the FBI's definition with newspapers, drawing comparisons to other murderers such as Ted Bundy and Richard Begenwald, and the recently captured Eric Napolitano, Fountain himself, that's with all of those being high profile and alike killings, they termed the word serial killer. So they said he was a serial killer. He denied himself being one, as he believed that he didn't fit the criteria. He murdered for money, not for sexual or personal satisfaction. You can still be a serial killer and murder for money.
Yeah. It doesn't.
There's all types of reasons to be a serial killer. Yeah. I could be a serial killer because I like your plants, so I'm going to go around everybody's house and kill them for their plants.
The reason isn't for the name.
It's how you do it and how many you kill.
Yeah.
And if they all have something in common. Well, all your victims had money. Therefore,
I don't think they even have to have anything in common. It's just
not necessarily.
If you kill multiple people
the same way.
And not, I don't think
you don't think it has to be the same way either?
It's just multiple people. And it can't be like all at once because that's a mass killing.
That's a mass killing. But still, he killed them all the same way and he killed them all for the same reason. That's textbook definition of serial killer. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they all, whatever. He was held at Lemon Creek Correctional Center, initially on a $1 million bail, which was increased to $3 million following the additional charges. He was indicted for the murders of Diffie, Farmer, and Darren, which are the 2 that weren't killed in Alaska, and was first to stand trial in Alaska. Like he went to trial first in Alaska before he went to the other states. In exchange for other charges being dropped, he pleaded guilty to killing Diffie and was given a 99-year prison term in Alaska. 99 for killing one person in Alaska. Then he was extradited to Ohio, where he was sentenced to death for the murder of Joseph Darren.
But they won't carry that out until after he's done serving in Alaska.
Which, did you see that? I don't know if it's real or not, but this guy's trying to fight his life sentence, saying that he died in prison but came back to life, so technically his life sentence is over. I don't know.
I mean, I'd probably try it too.
I mean, technicalities.
I don't blame him.
Hey, he died. He was gone for a while, and then he came back to life.
I served my life sentence.
I served a life sentence. I died and came back. Like, that's... Then, after he was extradited to Ohio, where he was sentenced to death, he went to wait execution at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility. In September of the same year, he was extradited to New Jersey, where he pleaded guilty to murder in the Farmer case and was given a life sentence following his death sentence as per Ohio law. So he's got to go to a prison for 99 years. Then he's got to serve his death sentence. So he's got to be killed however he's being killed, whether it be...
And then he's got to come back.
Then he's got to come back to life and serve another life sentence in
New Jersey.
This guy
that makes sense.
Is screwed. He's definitely not ever coming out of prison.
I'm surprised that they're doing the death sentence before the...
Right, like they're like, he has to carry out his death sentence before his life sentence. That don't make no sense.
But he's already serving a life sentence, so...
Right, so what does it matter?
Just
because technically a 99-year sentence is a death sentence.
Yeah. Just be done with it.
Right. Just fucking kill me. If I ever get put on death row, I'll be like, just fucking kill. Why are we going to wait 30, 40, 50 years to kill me if I'm on death row? Fucking just give me the knife or something. I'll do it myself. I'm dying anyway. I'd rather not string it out for 40 years.
Unless, maybe you like the inclusion, You get a meal every day. 3 meals every day. You have jobs there.
You look at Orange is the New Black, like they make living in prison look like?
Fun.
Like,
you can have your lesbian little fantasy while you're there.
You can have, some people have TVs.
Yeah.
And they, you get visitation, and you can have your lover come and have conjugal visits. Like,
it's not that bad.
It's not. Not that we're saying.
I probably wouldn't last 5 minutes. I'd be
I was going to say, I wouldn't last in
this
prison,
is
probably,
shit.
But...
I don't want to be here.
Nope. Following his death sentence, as per Ohio law, Fautenberry automatically filed for appeal on several occasions, but every time he was unsuccessful. By 2008, when Fautenberry had exhausted all of his state and federal appeals, prosecutor Joe Dieters formally requested his execution. His bids for parole were also denied as a result of protests from family members of his victims. On July 14, 2009, he was executed by lethal injection at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility, about 2 hours after the Supreme Court denied a final request to delay the procedure.
So
he wanted to delay it to file another appeal.
But why didn't he have to serve his 99 years first?
Oh, I don't know. Well, he went to Ohio. Okay, so let's see. He had a 99-year in Alaska, but then he was extradited to Ohio, where he was sentenced to death.
Yeah.
Then
he was
sent off to await execution at the Southern Ohio facility. And in September, he was extradited to New Jersey. But he had to serve out his death sentence first. So maybe that's why they just didn't do the 99 years. Maybe that one kind of trumped the 99 years.
Oh.
Because he went back to Ohio to die. Yeah. And maybe Alaska was okay with it, instead of paying for him to fucking be in their state and be in their prison, save them some money and be like, okay, Ohio, fucking take him. Yeah. Kill him.
We don't want him.
Nope. All right. Third person. Charles Louman Meach III. I know.
That's a name.
Like, look at, it's Louman Meach III. He was born October 1st, 1947. He was born in Traverse City, Michigan, which is, 4 hours?
Around there, yeah.
North of us. To a mother who had schizophrenia. He left home at 16 to travel, and he obtained a very long record of minor crimes. Meach made his way to Anchorage, Alaska, and in 1973 he beat 22-year-old Robert Johnson, who worked as a grocery clerk, to death in Earthquake Park. Why would you have the name Earthquake Park?
Maybe
I would not want to go there. He was charged with the murder, found not guilty by reason of insanity, and sent to the Atascadero State Hospital in California. So he committed this murder in Alaska but got sent to California.
Why? Maybe they just didn't have any facilities in Alaska?
Maybe. It was 1973.
Oh, 73.
Yeah. In 1980, psychiatrists decided that his illness was in remission, and he was returned to Alaska under the supervision of the Alaska Psychiatric Institute. So yeah, it don't make sense why he got sent there. In 1981, he worked several jobs and was enrolled in the University of Alaska. And on May 3rd, 1982, armed with a .38 caliber revolver that he had bought from a man on the street, he shot 4 teenagers to death while robbing their campsite in the Russian Jack Springs Park. 2 19-year-old boys, 1 16-year-old girl, and 1 17-year-old girl. Why are 19-year-olds hanging out with a 16-year-old? I can get the 17. No, I'm saying in the sense of it. I don't know back then if it was, but technically the 16-year-old is a minor and the 19-year-olds are not. Like, they could have gotten in trouble.
There's 4.5 years between Robbie and I.
I know. There's 3 years between me and Mike, which is fine.
We started dating when I was 16.
Oh, what are you guys doing? Getting in trouble?
We didn't get in trouble.
I don't know. It just, I mean, I was that person. I was 14 or 15 dating a 17-year-old. So I get it. Or maybe it was 18. I do get it. I just think now that I'm a mother and I look back, I'm just like, oh, that's illegal. That's dirty. I don't know. I would not want my 19-year-old, well, he's 20, hanging out with a 16-year-old. I'd be like, dude, you got to cut that off because I don't want you getting in trouble. People are sketchy nowadays.
It all worked out for us.
The teens were planning on going to the movies when Meach shot them. He confessed to the killings when he was confronted and was charged. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity again. But this time he was convicted and sentenced to 396 years in prison without the possibility of parole, because that's logical.
That's so silly.
The longest sentence in Alaska's history. In response to the shootings, the Alaska legislature revised the criminal statutes on sentencing of the mentally ill, providing for a new verdict, guilty but mentally ill, where the convicted will serve their time in a mental institution until deemed healthy. Which really, if you have schizophrenia and you're deemed insane, are you ever really healthy?
I mean, once they medicate you.
But then people go off their meds because they feel good.
Yeah.
And then they're right back in the same boat. I don't know. Then be transferred to prison for the rest of their sentence. This revision did not apply to Meach's trial or consequently his sentence. The legislature also narrowed the definition of insanity and tightened the burden of proof for the basic insanity defense. This resulted in Alaska having one of the strictest conditions for the insanity defense of all the U.S. states. Meach died of natural causes on December 9th, 2004 in the Cook Inlet Jail. And then I had one more, but I forgot to finish it. I thought I finished it at work, but I got distracted and had to leave because it was time to go. And he was the last one I was working on. And, fucking Larry, so I was like, oh shit, we got to go. And I went home and napped and totally forgot that I didn't finish it.
Slacker.
But his name is James Dale Ritchie. He was born November 4th, 1976. Throughout 2016, he murdered upwards of 5 individuals in and around Anchorage, Alaska, most of whom were in parks or along bike paths. He always committed his murders at night, often around midnight or a short time after. He grew up in Anchorage's Wonder Park neighborhood and attended East Anchorage High School. He stood 6 feet 3 inches tall and was a standout athlete, having played in the 1994 championship football and basketball teams alongside future professional athletes Trahan Langdon and Mao Tosi. Ritchie was a close friend of Quincy and Bobby Thompson, whose family hosted him often throughout his teenage years. He scored 1,200 on his SAT and was recruited by the West Virginia University football team in 1994. I didn't get into the murders yet, but it says one day following the death of Quincy, so I don't know what happened to Quincy, he subsequently fell out of contact with the Thompson family. He dropped out of college a semester after West Virginia University and returned to Alaska and became involved in drug dealing and dog fighting. In 1995, his street name was Tiny. Now, this is a 6'3" guy, and his street name is Tiny.
They're just being ironic.
Over the following 7 years, Ritchie was arrested on a number of times, predominantly for drug-related offenses. And then I forgot to finish it, so he ended up dying near the corner of 5th Avenue and Cordova Street in Anchorage during a gunfight with a 38-year-old officer, Arn Salau, and 34-year-old Sergeant Mark Patsky of the Alaska Police Department on November 12, 2016. Officer Salau was responding to an unrelated report of an unpaid taxi cab fare. He spotted Ritchie walking down the street at 4:30 a.m., pulled up alongside him, and asked him to stop. He asked if he had witnessed the crime. Ritchie continued walking, prompting him to repeat the question over the megaphone. Without warning, Ritchie turned, walked towards Salau's vehicle, drew his Colt Python, and opened fire on him, hitting him 6 times, which resulted in damage to his bones, intestines, and liver. Salau exited his car, returned fire while engaging Ritchie in physical confrontation. Simultaneously, Sergeant Patsky of the K-9 unit spotted the confrontation and fired upon Ritchie, who was killed by a number of gunshot wounds. And that's how he died.
So he shot this cop 6 times, and the cop still got out to return fire.
Yep. And it says that the cop survived, and after 7 hours in ICU, or he returned. He was taken to an area hospital where he was moved out of the ICU unit after 7 hours of surgery. So he even got shot 6 times, got out of his car, got into a hand confrontation scuffle with him, still shooting him, has a 7-hour surgery, and survives.
Wow.
I know. But like I said, if you want to know more about the murders, if you want to know more about these people, look at him. Just let me know. Yeah. And we can cover more.
That drawing does not look like
no
him at all.
He looks like an elf.
Yeah. But not a cute one.
No.
Not like Legolas.
That was going to say Legolas. But yeah, so he committed some murders in Alaska. He shot and got into a fight with a cop. The cop lived. He's just not a good guy. And I'm sorry I didn't finish it. Like I said, I got distracted at work, and then I went home and napped and forgot that I didn't finish it. And I'm all getting here and was like, oh, reading through my notes and noticed I didn't finish that one.
Slacker.
I know. So that's all I have for the few of the Alaska serial killers for you. If you want to know more about them, or you want to do your own research, the names will be in, obviously, I've said them several times, so they'll be in the video. Just write them down and look them up.
Do your own fucking work, okay?
And you can see the other people that they've killed in other states, because it was, even though I only covered 1 or 2, they mostly had like 5, 6, 7 victims. So, and one of them was literally across the United States, from fucking New Jersey to Alaska, in several states. So yeah, Alaska serial killers. Humans suck. And
it's true.
What is it, as an ode to that movie, The Most Dangerous Game? You know what that is? It's a guy who likes to kill for sport. So he has this island and he likes to kill animals for sport. Well, and then he started taking people in to the island, and he started hunting the people, deeming it the most dangerous game.
That was a real person, though.
What?
That would abduct women, and then
that was a real person.
Release them, yeah. And then hunted them.
Who was it? It was Bundy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bundy, not Bundy. Bundy. So yeah.
Oh, while you're showing your shirt,
I'm not always a dick. Just kidding. Go fuck yourself. That's my mood today.
And I'm wearing a Be Kind. We look like Wednesday and Enid.
Oh yeah.
You're all dark and like brooding, and I'm like, be kind, colorful.
I'm all like, 19-year-olds shouldn't hang out with 16-year-olds, and you're like, it was okay for us. And I'm all like, serial killers, and you're like, yeah. So anyway,
if you guys have a state that you want us to cover, because we don't have to do these in alphabetical order. We were just doing that because it's easier.
Yeah, we're just doing alphabetical order because, like she said, it's easier just to go down the line.
But if you have something you really want us to cover,
we can go out of alphabetical order.
Yeah,
it might throw my anxiety and my OCD off a little bit, but we'll do it.
It's not gonna.
It's going to,
because
it'll make me feel.
She
weird.
didn't write till the last day anyway, so.
No, I actually had this done for a while. I wanted to add more.
Mm-hmm. Slacker.
I did, and I wanted to add more, and then I wanted to add that guy, and I actually wanted to add another guy because I had those 3, and I was like, oh, I should just do the other 2, and then I was like, yeah, and then I didn't finish. But at least I had all the other stuff done since like Tuesday. Yeah. I was actually ahead of the game this time because I'm back in school, guys. Even though I technically graduated, I still have 2 more classes before I actually get my degree. So I'm back in school. So I'm trying to be more organized and more ahead of the game. So I did have my stuff done by Tuesday. I just was like, oh, I have it done. I could add more because usually they're short. And then, of course, I got away from me. So, we're back at square one. Whatever.
If you have any glitches in the Matrix, any cryptid sightings, any...
Very fucking...
You can send those stories in to us.
We forgot Bigfoot.
I said Bigfoot sighting. Well, I said cryptid sightings.
Well, we want Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah. Carry tape measure with you. Let us know.
Yes.
You can send us into our email address at spinechillingchatspodcast@gmail.com, or you can go onto our website and submit them there, which is www.spine-chillingchatspodcast.com. And you can also see our pictures on there, our biographies on there.
Past episodes.
Yep. And a link to our store where you can get some cool merch. We've got a new Booze and Blooms summer line. So get your summer vibes on with some ghosties and flowers. We have Bigfoot, we have aliens, we have cryptids, we got serial killer stuff on there. So
we have chalk outline.
Yeah, our new
Till Death Do Us Part.
Yeah.
And it's got a man and a woman, and it's got the crime scene
tape. It's like a couple's shirt.
Yeah. So
check it out. Buy some
cool
shit.
Stuff.
Support us.
Yes.
Let everybody know we're cool.
Even though we don't.
That's my new pose.
Even though we don't come off as cool sometimes, we're
the coolest people we know.
Totally cool.
We're so cool. We hang out at Rule King.
Right. So, on that note, find us on Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok,
YouTube.
Yep. So if you're just listening to us on one of the many, many podcast platforms that we're on, we're also on YouTube where you can see our video and see our smiling faces.
My niece, I got her to start doing, please. And so she goes like this, please.
Oh.
I know. Please, Dad. She says, please, Dad. It's so cute. She's 2, guys. She actually had did I show you her pictures for her first birthday? The spooky one?
Mm-hmm.
She actually did a Wednesday themed photo shoot. And her birthday was the spooky one. So it was like spiders and ghosts and all dark stuff. And I was like, oh, girl after my own heart. Because her birthday is October 16th. 17th. Don't be mad at me, Tia. One of those 2 days. I think it's the 16th because I think I had my ear surgery on the 17th. Because I'm deaf in this ear, guys. I don't hear shit. So I had to have surgery to try to fix it, and it didn't work.
She's got hearing aids she's supposed to wear.
Because I can hear just a little, if you're yelling or you have your music at full blast, it sounds like a whisper to me. So when you're whispering to me, I don't hear shit. When you're sitting on this side talking in a normal tone, I don't hear shit. If somebody's talking over here and somebody's talking over here, I don't hear either one of them because it's too much background noise going on. So I'm not even concentrating on either person. But yeah, it's weird. And I don't know how it happened or when it happened. And I wasn't born with it. It just happens because I'm fucked up. So yeah, that's my little story about my niece and my ears.
It's random shit.
Random. Anyway.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed this. We hope you come back. And most of all, we hope you keep it spooky. Bye, guys.
Bye.